Let me ask you a question, my dear friends. Have you noticed that the world seems to be getting louder as the years go by? Everybody has something to say. Everybody has advice. Everyone seems to know the ideal way to live. Here's the reality, though. It's not about following the crowd when you're old. It's about achieving tranquilly. It has to do with looking inward. It's about choosing quiet when it offers you courage. I want to have a deep conversation with you today about why this stage of life is ideal for self-care and how quiet may be your greatest source of insight. Many things alter as we become older. Our bodies slow down. Some of our loved ones and friends are no longer with us. Youngsters create their own life. And our decades-long jobs as employees, parents, and carers are forgotten. Feeling that you've lost a piece of who you are is common. You might have evaluated yourself based on how much you contributed to others for years. This is the moment to gauge your level of tranquility. Self-centeredness does not equate to avarice. It denotes respect for oneself. It entails keeping in mind that your health matters as well. Consider it. Have you not given for the most of your life? Providing care, counsel, time, and effort. But now, more than ever, you must pay attention to your body, mind, and soul. For many years, Mary served as the family's pillar of support. She volunteered at her church, raised children, assisted with her grandchildren, and even took care of a sick neighbor. She never refused. She didn't stop. She believed that her value was determined by how much she could provide. However, her health started to deteriorate in her 70s. She was exhausted, depleted, and nearly invisible. It dawned on her then that she had never really asked herself, "What do I need?" Mary had to make a decision. She started making time for herself. When she needed to relax, she refused. She went back to drawing, which she had once liked but had given up. Silently, she sat in her garden and observed the birds. Her family initially believed she was withdrawing, but gradually they began to notice something different. They noticed her grin once more. They witnessed the recovery of her strength. Mary said, "For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm living for me, not just for everyone else." Mary's tale demonstrates that you don't lose affection when you put yourself first. You find serenity. Everyone in your vicinity benefits from that tranquilly as well. Let's now discuss silence. Nothingness does not equate to silence. Fullness is silence. It's the time when your spirit inhales deeply. Quiet can be unsettling in a world full of noise. But when you choose quiet, it may be therapeutic. It allows room for your heart. It allows your mind to relax. Quiet can be compared to a garden. You create space for calm to flourish when you put an end to the noise. You don't have to chat all the time. You don't have to give an explanation. You don't have to participate in every conflict. Sometimes the best response is to remain silent. Consider John, an 80-year-old former mechanic. Although his kids adored him, they were always asking for assistance with babysitting, fixing things, and going to all the family gatherings. John was tired, but he loved them. One evening, John decided to stay home rather than travel across town for another event. He poured himself some tea, settled into his favorite recliner, and picked up a book. Initially, feelings of remorse surfaced. "Am I being selfish?" he asked himself. However, he had a feeling he hadn't experienced in years while he sat in that quiet. "Be calm." He softly said to his kids the following day, "I love you, but I need time for me too." He was surprised that they weren't against it. They agreed to it. They realized their father was still imparting self-care lessons to them. We may all learn from John that remaining silent does not equate to fleeing. To be silent is to choose peace. You learn to listen to your heart's whispers, to yourself, and to the understanding that only arises when the noise has subsided. Did you know that about 1/3 of older Americans say they feel lonely? Additionally, studies indicate that loneliness can raise the risk of depression, heart disease, and stroke. Here's the crucial part, though. Being lonely is not the same as being by yourself. You can feel complete when sitting in silence. You can feel connected to life and relax in isolation. In her garden, Mary found solace in the silence. A calm evening gave John strength in his chair. They both discovered what science today verifies. In addition to calming the heart and reducing anxiety, silence also boosts immunity. Therefore, when you choose to be silent, you are safeguarding both your body and your mind. Silence also preserves your dignity, my friends. You no longer have to display yourself as you become older. You don't have to argue every issue. The pursuit of acceptability is not necessary. I have nothing to prove, silence declares. I'm sufficient. It teaches acceptance as well. There have been victories and setbacks throughout life. Certain things are unchangeable. Certain errors are irreversible. You may let them go when you're silent. Mary resumed painting as a way to let go of years of guilt. John made the decision to relax instead of trying to please everyone. Both found serenity in acceptance and respect in silence. You learn to sit alone when you learn to sit quietly. You discover that you are more powerful, intelligent, and whole than you ever knew when you sit with yourself.